Good morning, everyone. At least it's morning where I am. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I want to avoid that. I think it was a couple live streams ago, that debacle where I was talking for 2 minutes and no one could hear me. So, can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm assuming, so I'll just keep talking. Let's see. K-Town Fishing, how you doing? David B. Pitmaster X, good to see you. Weedman, Eastwind Farms, Chris, how's it going? Tyler Terrell, Blue Smoke Barbecue, gotta change a diaper. Hey, I've been there a long time ago. Had to change a lot of those. Sent one, how you doing? Corey Driver. Eastwind says Russell's gonna be mad he had to pause his video. I was watching his video this morning too, Chris. Yeah. Tim Nutt. Michael Brinson, how you doing, Michael? Good to see you. Dave Moss. Pitmaster smoking salmon right now. Anyone else cooking? I am actually not cooking today. I've got somewhere I have to go, but tomorrow I'm doing a pretty fun burger, which is going to be. I said I was going to do it quite a while ago, and then I never got around to it, but I'm doing it tomorrow finally, so that's going to be fun. D's Q Backyard Barbecue. How you doing? Happy Friday to you too. Let's see. Billy Garfield. How you doing, Billy? Good to see you. You're in the South Bay. That's right. I forgot. Let's see. David B. I was waiting for someone to say 5x5. I don't know why, but I just had a feeling someone was going to say 5x5, and I'm glad you said it. Yeah. Ted Haynes. Kia. I hope I'm saying that right. Kia. You're streaming when I'm out. I'm sorry about that. This is sort of a pop-up live stream because I'm not going to be able to do a regularly scheduled one tomorrow. It's just been a really busy July and August. August is going to be busy too, so I may only have one scheduled Saturday live stream in August, and the rest are just going to be maybe things like this where it pops up and I've got maybe half an hour where I can get online. Let's see. Grumpus, how you doing? Good to see you. Kenny Edelman. Woodham247. Hey Ryan, cooking my first brisket with the cocoa rub today. That cocoa rub is nice. Cool. Paul Henderson, way too many craft beers. Going to miss this again, but so narrowly. I blame my neighbor Clive. Much love from Australia. Hey, man, thank you. I'm glad you stopped in from Australia. I just love that we get people from all over the place, man. I mean, Pitmaster X, you're in Netherlands, right? The Netherlands? I mean, this is crazy. We have people from all over. Brian Vstrom, Pickles. How you doing, Charlie? Good to see you. Weedman cooking some Wagyu burgers. Nice. I did some of those a couple months ago. And it's funny because my in-laws also had some of that Wagyu ground beef, and you think, oh, how much different is the Wagyu going to taste in a burger? And if you cook it right, man, it's over the top. It's really good. Yeah. But if you overcook it, if you're someone who likes really well done burgers, to me it loses it, past that, when you get that medium. But yeah, love that stuff. Let's see where we at here. Chris liked the 5x5 too. Yeah, I don't know why I was waiting for that. 10x10? I don't know about that set one. Let's see. Grumpus, you finally caught a live one. Oh, I'm glad you were able to. Yeah, this was just totally unexpected. Yesterday, I decided, I found out I wasn't going to be able to do a scheduled one this Saturday, so just figured I'm going to get online for half an hour this morning. Yeah. Del T, hey Rye, learning how to use my first smoker, Oklahoma Joe's Highland. Thanks for your videos on modifications, controlling temp, and buffer plate. I'm enjoying. Cool. Yeah, for a consumer grade smoker, that you're not going to spend a fortune on, it does the job if you do just like a couple things to it, is what I've discovered. And I know people that run them with no modifications at all, and they get great stuff out of it. It's really just how much you want to put into it. And if I could only choose one modification to it, it would be that baffle plate that I put in. That just really turned that thing into something that can do really good cooks. Seth Redden, hello from Missouri. How you doing, Seth? Thanks for stopping in. Kia, okay, great. I said it correctly. Nice. You're fueling up at the gas station. Don Towski, love your videos. Thank you very much. Mike Oxlong, hey, I love the show. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Edward Goo, how you doing, Edward? Good to see you. Kia, I'm also here in Central Cali. Oh, okay, you're north of me. I'm in Orange County. Tim Nutt, it's not fun cooking outdoors when it's 105. Yeah, it's not. I did a video. Oh, which one was it? I put it out where it was like 105 outside. I had my canopy set up to try and just give a little extra shielding. But yeah, it was hot. It's been a fairly warm late July here in Southern California. Last summer was not hot at all, but this summer definitely has kicked it up a bit. Today is going to be, I think, about 96, so not bad, but we've had like 50% humidity with that. Yeah. Colton, how are you doing? Colton, good to see you. Paul Henderson, P.S. have stopped in easily 75% of your videos, so thank you truly. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Paul. Dave Moss, the Vortex Rye is way out there for one of the best barbecue tools. Brilliant bit of kit. It is, and I know people that kind of just say, they dismiss it, saying it's just a piece of sheet metal and, you could make it yourself. Well, if you can make one of those yourself, man, more power to you. You got metalworking skills, you got the tools and everything, make it. But yeah, it's versatile. I use it for so many things. If you've watched enough of my videos, you see the different things I've used it for. Yeah. Weedman, so true. Any above medium and you lose flavor and juice. Yeah. Eastwind Farms, Dave Moss, I love the Vortex. Chris says, yeah. Kevin Nash, how you doing, man? Peace, brother. How you doing? Ronald Rhodes, found the videos by accident. Now I love them. Cool. Thank you. Michael Brinson, just bought myself a Blackstone griddle 36. Any chance getting some griddle recipes video in the future? Well, I don't have a Blackstone or a griddle or anything like that. What I usually use, if I want that sort of griddle experience, is I use that Lodge 24-inch, or not 20, Lodge 14 or 16-inch griddle pan that I have. It's like a pizza pan, cast iron, and I've done griddle stuff on there, smash burgers and things like that. So there are some sprinkled in my videos, but it's not a true griddle like the Blackstone. But man, you're gonna have fun with that thing. Oh, that's gonna be great. Let's see. Colton East, hello from Massachusetts. Mike Oxlong, say my name fast 3 times. Tell me what you hear. Right, Mike Oxlong, like. Man, that's straight out of junior high, Mike. That's straight out of junior high. I would have used that in junior high too. So yeah. Rothnar, welcome back. Rye. I have a Weber kettle and love smoking meat. My problem is that my wood chips, only chips in Norway, burn very fast and have to take the lid off to replenish wood. Any tips? If you're using chips, I'm trying to think. One of the things you can do is if all you have are chips, is first of all soak them, okay, and then put them in like a large amount, on one side of the coals, not sprinkled on top of the coals. Leave it like a mound. The other thing you can do is put those wet wood chips in a package of foil, like seal up a nice tight package of foil and then poke holes in it with the tip of a knife. Put that on the coals and that'll give it almost like a smoking box effect. So I've done that before too on the kettle, where you put them in foil and you use that for smoke. So try that. That actually works quite well. Let's see. Don Towski, having trouble using the snake on my kettle. Any advice? The snake method? I don't use the snake method too often. There are people that master that, and I just find that I don't need it with some of the other things I have, either the briquette baskets or the slow and sear, or I don't cook things that long on the kettle other than briskets. And for briskets, usually the slow and sear works really well. The snake method, all I know is that for people that have done it, sometimes if you're using a snake method and you don't have enough charcoals lined up, you're going to not get a high enough heat. I know people that have done it and lit from both ends, and then you get it burning from both ends. Now that does shorten your burn time, but if that's one of the issues you're having, that can help it. Let's see. Blue Smoke barbecue diaper successfully changed. I'm back here in San Diego. There you go. Like I said, I've done many of those long time ago. Many diaper changes. My kids are fortunately all grown. Yeah. Let's see. Dawn Room. Hey, Rye, how's it going? Glad, happy to be able to another. Hey, good to see you here. David B. Louisiana, it's a cool spell. 91. Yeah, I guess that is cool for Louisiana. Stephanie, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hi, good morning. How are you? What's your favorite grill to use? Weber kettle. Said it many times, many times. Pitmaster X, hey man, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very generous super chat. I don't have the Bat Cow set up this morning on anything, so I can't throw Bat Cat out here for a thank you. But hey, bro, live streams raw, keep them coming. I appreciate that. I love your stuff. You just got that tandoori oven, didn't you? That's a nice piece of kit, man. That is a nice piece of kit. Brandon Larson, hello from Salt Lake City. Brandon, how are you doing? Chris Charshaw, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you, Chris. Sent one. I would take a cast iron griddle over getting a Blackstone, even if it means losing out on cooking for a crowd. That is the one nice thing about a Blackstone or a Camp Chef or one of those self-contained units, though, is you can cook for a lot of people. I used one many years ago that didn't belong to me. It was for cooking for an event at a place I worked, and I got to say, that thing was great. We were doing, hundreds of burgers all day long. It was getting heat stroke there standing at it, but it was fun, and that thing cooked like crazy. Yeah. DIY Film, how you doing? What's the most exotic meat you've grilled, smoked, and what would you like to try? Most exotic meat I've grilled or cooked. I haven't done a lot of exotics. I mean, I just have to say, even though it's not exotic, is duck. What I'd really like to do is some really fresh boar, which is pig, but some really fresh boar. And I'd actually like, there was another meat. Oh, I'd like to do some. I was able to have it once at a restaurant, and I've never seen it available. And it's New Zealand red deer, and it was awesome. And if I could ever find that, I'd love to try that. Yeah. Boat works today. Any suggestions for an out of the norm smoke that would be kid friendly? Girls are getting tired of ribs, pulled pork, etc. Have you done chicken drumsticks? Those are awesome for kids. You know, you smoke them, and in fact, I had a video not that long ago. If you look up, I think it's smoked chicken legs, where I took the skin off and used a good rub and then a nice sauce at the end, and they were fantastic. In fact, I'm going to be doing another video coming up this week, I think, which is the equivalent a little bit higher up on the birds, smoked chicken thighs. And the key for those to me is, because if you're not going to go for crispy skin, which a lot of times is very difficult to get when you're smoking and you're not having super high heat, is I just take the skin off and you just go to the right temperature, good rub, good sauce, and that's it. Yeah. Let's see. Robert Matthews, hello from Indiana. I smoked my worst shoulder yesterday. Your worst or your first? I'm hoping first, but if it was worst, I'm sorry about that. Michael, I'm going to try and pronounce the last name, Michael, if I'm going to mess it up. Ciamicello? Did I get even close? Have you ever wrapped ribs in the pit barrel? If not, would you even consider wrapping ribs in the PBC? I don't think I've wrapped them in the PBC, and it's a little difficult when if you're hanging them, especially. I did wrap, I think it was pork butt in there. I wrapped it when it was hanging, and I'm not sure it did much. You know, the pit barrel is just such an awesome cooker on its own to let it go. Ribs in the pit barrel, I don't think I would wrap them. If they were just hanging normal, you know, St. Louis spare ribs, St. Louis cuts, full spares or baby backs, I don't think I would wrap them. Yeah. K-Town Fishing, do you have a menu for the month or just wing it? Usually we have, well, let me just show you here. My wife and I, we have like lists that comes up, and it'll be things that we want to plan to do, and a lot of it depends on availability. I mean, I shop sales on stores too, so you know, if I want to do a certain cut and I'm planning it, you know, 2 weeks out, and suddenly that thing goes on sale, it's like I'm doing it now. So yeah, we do plan things out, but some things do just come up. It's like, hey, you know, I really want to do this today instead of that. Yeah. Daddy Dutch, Kent, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Danny Lyons, hey Rye, greetings from Limerick, Ireland. Made a vortex from an old stainless steel food mixer bowl, cut out the bottom of the grinder, excellent for chicken. Like I said, I know people talk about not wanting to spend the money on the vortex, but if you've got the skills and some way to make something that does the same thing, go for it. If you don't, like me, you're gonna buy things like that. But that's cool. If you can make it, man, it works. That's awesome. Billy Rogers, how you doing? Good morning, Rye. Love your Weber cooks, but I'd like my bacon slightly crispy. Keep doing what you're doing. We can still be friends. We can still be friends. It's everything else that joins us together. AFS does not have to separate us. Robert Matthews, what is your opinion on old hickory smokers? I'm considering buying one next year and trying some competitions, but I love my Weber kettle. I'm not familiar with the old hickories. I know a few people that have them. I don't have any experience on them. I think, from what I know, they really enjoy them. So yeah, I would seek out someone that actually has one. I don't have one, and so I don't have the experience of actually using it. Let's see. Raspberry Rock, Russell, how you doing? Just so you know, Chris was watching your video and had to pause it to come to my live stream. So I'm not really narking him out, but I'm narking him out. I'm telling on him. But good. Thanks for stopping in, Russell. Blue Smoke, everyone, remember to hit that thumbs up. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. If you do hit the thumbs up on this video, I appreciate it. YouTube likes to see that. Raspberry Rock, love your videos. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate that. I love your videos too. You got your tiny home video this morning. I started watching that too. Echo Spark, how you doing? Good to see you. Dave Moss, I'm wondering if Tri-Tip has another name or similar cut here in the UK. I don't know. That's a good question. I've learned that a lot of cuts in the UK go by totally different names than you would have here, and even the numbering system that the butchers use here is not the same generally in the UK that I've seen. So yeah, I don't know, but I would not be surprised if there is another name for it. David B, most exotic is black bear that you've done. Yeah, I've never done a bear. I've had bear. I wasn't a real fan of it. Because one of the things, at least from what I understand with bear, is you really need to cook that well, because there are a lot of It's kind of like with pork. There used to be the fears of trichinosis and things like that. In bear meat, uh, they tell you really got to cook that. So yeah, I don't like meat that's really cooked that much. Yeah. Let's see where we get caught up here. Gary McAvoy, you'll have to do a Cleftico recipe, right? I don't know what that is. I'll look it up. Oscar Ortiz, good morning, Rye. Hope you have a good weekend. Keep on cooking. Thank you very much, Oscar. I appreciate that. Let's see. Tom's Food Factory. Tom, how you doing? Good to see you. Mr. Ertez, which model therm do you use? I use a Thermopro smoke. I also use a Thermapen. I have a Thermopop now, which is sort of the smaller version, less expensive. It's really good for just getting a quick temperature. It's not built as well as the Thermapen. It's not a tank like that thing, but it still gets the job done at a lot less cost. I also have a Thermopro TP08, which is sort of my backup now. Yeah. Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. Joe, how you doing? Hello, Rye. Everyone, I'm at work, but I did want to stop by and say hello. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. You're rocking it on that Yoder flat top charcoal grill, man. I love that thing. That's awesome. Let's see. Making Joe Garcia making brisket on taboo. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. Let's get caught up here. Chat's moving quick. Tom's Food Factory just got done eating lunch and trying not to take a nap at work. Yesterday morning, I was like that. It's like, oh man, I just got to sleep. Honestly, yesterday morning, I didn't get up till 11. I was exhausted. I've been doing a lot this week, doing a little bit of traveling, a lot of filming, and it's just, yeah, the week's catching up with me. Let's see. D, D's Q Backyard Barbecue. Any remember that bus, Chris? Grumpus on Fire, are you an editing wizard or a one-take wonder? Your video schedule's envious. I am not a one-take wonder. I usually have at least 3 clips of anything you see to choose from because I'll stumble over stuff. Yeah, so I do a lot of editing. Pat Man, hi Rye, how you doing? Just put the ribs on. How would you low and slow corn on the cob? If I was low and slow corn on the cob, I'd put them in foil with a little bit of liquid in there and any seasoning you want on them, and just sit them on the, if you have a cooking grate wherever you're doing the ribs too, put them in there, not too close to what your fire source is. Let them go for about an hour and then check them. That's what I've done, and they've come out great. Raspberry Rock. What was Chris saying earlier about being timed out? Hey, that's happened, right? Barnesy 808. I've grown to love smoked hamburgers. I'm surprised most folks have never tried it. Yeah, you can smoke a burger great. In fact, I've done a couple times. I don't know if I've ever done video on it. You just let them go indirect with smoke going, and then you finish them off like you would, a reverse sear at the end there. And they're great. They're fantastic. The surface of a hamburger has a lot of places there to absorb that smoke flavor. There's moisture on it, lots of like little craggly spots, so great smoke absorption on those. Yeah. Timmy Russell, I've looked for tri-tip and can't find it anywhere. Any suggestions? It depends on where you are. Yeah, I mean, if you're, I can't remember, Timmy, if you were talking about in the UK, I really don't know. You can maybe ask different butchers if they have any idea what that cut is or if they've ever seen it. In the US even, it's hard to get it in many places. It's easier out west than it is as you move further east. And from what I understand, also, the further east you go, a lot of times you'll just end up paying exorbitant amounts of money for it. Yeah. Laz Abelos, new subscriber, been binging your channel. Good stuff, sir. Hey, thank you very much, Laz. I appreciate that. These Twin Farms can't time me out 5 times last night. Oh gosh, poor Chris. Poor Chris. Joe Garcia, Dove season is almost over. I've never had Dove. Never had Dove. Anyone? I mean, never had that. JJIT, love your videos, mate. You should cook kangaroo someday. I've had kangaroo. I've never cooked it. There is actually a source for it a little bit north of me. That's the only place I've seen it, probably about an hour, about 2 hours north of me. I could get it, and it wasn't that expensive, but I've never cooked it. Yeah. Chris Jarshow, have you ever made Alabama white sauce for chicken? Gonna try it this weekend. I haven't, but you're also not the first person to ask me that. So it would be fun to try. Michael Ciamcello, I'm just going to call you Michael because I don't want to butcher your last name anymore. Do you prefer baby back ribs or spare ribs? Love the videos where I keep them coming. If you're talking about full spares versus baby backs, I prefer baby backs. If you're talking about St. Louis cut spares, I prefer those over baby backs. St. Louis is my favorite cut of pork ribs to cook. Let's see where we at here. Echo Sparks, elk chops and caribou steaks are about as exotic as I have gone, but love them both. Yeah, I've had elk. I've never had caribou, but I've had elk. That's good. Rob Cameron, hi Rod, love your videos from Rob Cameron, Humboldt, Saskatoon. Saskatoon, is it? Wait, is it Saskatoon or I'm getting this wrong. Canada. You're in Canada. Good to see you, Rob. Raspberry Rock, right? Venue videos coming up with shrimp on the Barbie. Yes, actually, we do. I might even have that on the list in here. Let me just see. Is it on the list here? It is not on the list there, but we are doing a shrimp video coming up. Yeah. Carmelo, how you doing? Good to see you. Right, what's going on? I had an impromptu cook yesterday, beef and pork ribs. Was that the one you sent the pictures of with that really nice looking beef ribs, man? That was some good marbling in those. That was good looking. Me Bo, I hope I'm saying that right. Greetings from Germany. I'm making my first pork butt tomorrow on my Weber kettle grill. Perfect. I've done many pork butts on the Weber kettle. Suburban Barbecue. Hello, Mal. All did I miss it? Nope. You're here. You're here. Let's see. Joe Garcia, doves wrapped with bacon. That sounds good. It's kind of like what you would. Is it similar to what you would do with duck and wrapping with bacon? Because I've done that. Raspberry Rock, hit the thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody, give us a thumbs up. Andrew Webster, maybe a sirloin tip roast is a last resort for a tri-tip sub. Yeah, maybe. It just really depends on the cut. Sometimes, I've heard butchers that just use that for hamburger. They really do. In fact, a lot of times, the legend goes that even out here in California, where tri-tip, is supposed to have originated, the butchers would just turn that into hamburger until someone decided to start cooking it up. Yeah. Marco's going to make a brisket this weekend, getting it today. Any tips? Yeah, have fun. Enjoy it. Let it have the time it needs. And just, have a good drink and just enjoy the process. If you let the brisket go until it's tender, it's in that, 195, 205 range. And if you're going for tender that way, probe tender, just have a good time. Don't stress over it. I stressed over briskets for a while until I stopped stressing over briskets. And they came out great and had a good time doing it. Yeah. Lizalicious says, hey Rye, what charcoal do you use? I've always used the standard Kingsford Original white blue bag, but I'm unhappy with the amount of ash they produce. Any suggestions? I use same thing. I use Kingsford Blue. I don't have that much issue with ash. I mean, there's going to be ash in almost any charcoal you use, whether it's briquettes, lump. You're going to get more with briquettes. I prefer the Kingsford Blue over, say, lump when I'm doing a longer cook, say indirect or something, because it burns at a more stable rate than uneven lump charcoal. I prefer to use lump for direct cooking and things like that. That's just my personal preference. And I don't worry that much about the ash thing. I'll knock ash off in there. Say if it's in a briquette basket, I'll just shake it with tongs and knock the ash off if I had to put more charcoal or something. And I know some people say, oh, but you're going to get ash on the food. I've never had complaints in 35 plus years of grilling of anyone saying, oh my God, there's ash on your food. It's not something I worry about. And I think people do tend to worry about those things when people who eat the food, if it's good food and they enjoy it, that they don't think about it because it's just not that much. Yeah. Lizalicious, using a Weber kettle. Yeah, same thing. I use that in my Weber kettle all the time. Kevin Nash, I did a meat store video yesterday on the way home. Tri-tip made it in. Nice. Tri-tip. Timmy Russell, no, I'm in Ohio. Where'd you get your tri-tip? I get our tri-tip just at the butcher at the grocery store here. It's as common as chicken. We have any grocery store or butcher around here will have tri-tip. It's just common. Yeah. Poor Raspberry Rock, poor Chris. He probably deserved it. He usually does. Suburban Barbecue, kangaroos are too cute, but then again, so are cows. Never mind. Yeah, don't stare at a cow too long. They're pretty cute. K-Town Fishing, when are you going to do some baby backs? I did some baby backs not that long ago, actually, but I will be doing some more ribs coming up let me see, when is the thing? Yeah, I think I'm going to be using baby backs or possibly St. Louis, but probably baby backs on some ribs coming up. Some Dr. Pepper ribs, which are going to be cool. Grill Sergeant, how you doing, Grill Sergeant? Good to see you. DQ's Backyard Barbecue. Sam's Club has great tri-tip deals. Yeah, we'll get tri-tips at Costco and stuff too, which is similar to Sam's Club. Shrimp on the smoker is too good, Wee Man says. Yeah, I mean, I've done it there too. I am not the best shrimp cook. I tend to overcook it. That's just me. My wife is great at cooking shrimp, but yeah, I mean, I do grill shrimp. I just have to, I stress about shrimp. That's just my thing. I don't like, because there's such a fine line between undercooked and overcooked on shrimp. So it's not the thing I'm best at. Camarlo Joseph Rizzi, yes, they came out fantastic. Yeah, those when we have the next pictures that come up on a scheduled live stream, that was a beautiful beef rib. That picture, man. What grade was that? Because that marbling was gorgeous on that. Let's see. Carmelo Joseph Rizzo. So the surface of my baby backs came out leathery. Do I need to spritz? If they're a little tough, spritzing, yeah, just don't do it too early. But I've never had the leathery sort of thing. Sometimes that will be from that drying out process. I don't worry as much about like bark on ribs as I do on something else. I'd actually rather prefer that the surface be a little moist on the ribs. So yeah, it could be that little sort of tightening up of those surface muscle fibers that gives you that leathery sort of feel. Meebo, what kind of charcoal are you using for grilling, smoking a pork butt on the Weber kettle grill? Should I use the Weber charcoal baskets or the snake method in order to maintain a good temp? I like the charcoal baskets, and I use standard Kingsford Blue, just regular Kingsford Blue. But honestly, any sort of briquette charcoal, personally for me, the briquettes work better. Just there's more stable burn time. They don't burn as hot or as like lump charcoal. So that's just my opinion. Let's see. Marcos, throw the ashes in the garden. They're supposedly good for plants, nitrogen, all that. I've heard that, but I've also heard that some things use additives which aren't good for that. I just dispose of my ashes. I have a big, huge ash can, and then once that's full and obviously they're all cooled down, it goes in the trash. Grill Sergeant, about how long does it take to cook a 5-pound ribeye roast on a 22-inch Weber kettle rotisserie? Charcoal on just one side or both? 5-pound ribeye roast, that sounds about small enough where you could get the baskets on both sides. Time wise, I'm terrible at telling time because I just don't follow time. I go by temperature. On a ribeye roast, that's generally, I'm going to go to that on something like 130 to 135. I did a couple videos on ribeye roast. You might want to check those out. One was actually on the gas grill. And then I think I've done another one on the big smoker, the Oklahoma Joe's. I'm not sure if I've done a video on the kettle one. But yeah, if it's a 5-pound and you can fit it between both those baskets, that's a good way to go. Just make sure you don't overfill them because you can really get the temp going high with both those baskets full. So you want to really watch your temp if you're shooting for, say, like a 275 temperature for the kettle, something like that. Steve Cohen, hi Rev, dismantled my guest barbecue cooker and you've inspired me to get a Weber kettle. Thanks. Cool. Yeah, love my kettle. Love my kettle. D's Q bought a acorn Kamado. Will the moisture due to insulation cause havoc on brisket bark? I've seen people do stuff on Kamados and they get fantastic. I would check out videos on the Kamados because I'm not a Kamado expert. I don't have one, but I've seen people get great results. To me, that would seem like you really are wanting a place for your moisture to go. So you don't need to add any more moisture, would seem like, if you're worried about that. But you're going to have to probably do a test cook or two just to see how yours performs in your conditions. Echo Spark grilled a couple large tomahawk steaks, a little more challenging for me because they were pretty dang thick, but they turned out awesome. Might be my favorite steak now. Nice. Michael Brinson, can you ship me some tri-tip? Dying to try, not available in Jersey. You can order tri-tip. It's expensive when you order it online, but you can order it from places like I think Snake River Farms, Porter Road, places like that have it. Yeah, it is pricey though when you order it. Doug Jackson, hey Rye, love the videos. Your method of starting the PBC with a coffee can has really helped keep a nice long even burn. Thanks for that. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm actually going to be doing a little more experimentation on the PBC on some other modification things to test some stuff. So depending on how they work, I'll show you. If they don't work, then I won't show you because it just wouldn't work. But yeah, so that's really helped me too. M. Carlo, have you tried It's Incredible on tri-tip? I don't know that I've used it on tri-tip, but I've used it on enough of things to know that it's a great base rub. Yeah, if you're looking just for a straight, nice, good rub to put on tri-tip, or especially beef, I really love that on beef. Yeah, It's Incredible works great. Timothy Russell, you should do a video on Mexican queso. Okay. Well, are you talking about queso like the cheese, or if it's CASO? I'm not sure what that is. Jacqueline and Dad, good afternoon. Everyone, I'm at work. How you doing? Good to see you. Ilya Tariq, how you doing? Hi all, happy to be with you. I'm glad you're here. Jeremy Padone, hey Ryan, I'm new to smoking and bought a PBC recently. Your videos and recipes have been a big help. Thank you for keeping up the great work. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mark Rice, I'm thinking about getting a Dragon barbecue stone. Does it really work as well as it looks? Any negatives? I did a couple videos, or I think I did one video when I got the barbecue dragon grill stone, and I had an issue with it, but they were really good about that and correcting it in what the product is supposed to do now. It basically was, it just didn't lack instructions when I got it. So I was kind of just, I'm going to treat this like I think it should be treated. And it honestly, it gets really hot. So my lesson from that was you don't need as much charcoal. And they did update their instructions and make sure that those were in there. So yeah, it's a great product. It works really well. Let's see. Let me hear. K-Town Fishing. Have you done a live cook? No, I haven't done a live cook. I have everything ready to do a live cook. It's just there's two things. One, I was ready to go last October, and then we had a very wet winter. And then I was thinking, okay, I'll do it in the summer, and it's just hot, and it's really hard to cook live with multiple cameras running in the heat because you have to have computer equipment outside, and computers and cameras don't like heat. So I will be doing it at some point. But the other thing is I'm a stickler for quality, and I'm not going to do a live cook unless I'm sure that the quality is going to be good. I've done a couple tests and they went well, but I want it to be like to the level of just a normal live stream. So yes, I have one, two, three cameras that I can use for a live setup outside. The one thing with that is, though, I have to actually have a second person running the cameras and switching between them. Like I can switch cameras and things on this if I was running the second camera. In fact, where's my second camera here? I just want to see if I can switch to it. Yeah, it's just up there. If I was switching to that, I need a second person to run the control room, basically. Let's see. Tommy Walls, hi, Ray. When would you use butcher paper versus foil? Say, for example, for something like smoking a chuck roast, pork shoulder butts, or ribs. Honestly, if it would work all the time, I would use the paper versus the foil. I just like it. I haven't used the paper at times where the paper is close to a source of heat like charcoal, just because I don't want to scorch it. I don't want to transfer that into the meat. And that's, say you're doing something big on the Weber kettle and maybe you have one briquette basket to the side, or you've got the slow and sear going. I don't want to put that paper that close to it. That might be overthinking it. I might be worrying too much, but that's just me. So I've used foil in those instances. Sometimes foil is just more convenient to use. So, but if I have my choice, I would use the paper. Let's see. Grumpus, I'm at work and I should be working. Well, shouldn't we all? I should be cooking or something, but this is fun. Joseph Rodriguez, hey, thanks for all your recipe videos. I made a pound of beef jerky every week for my father-in-law. Nice. Yeah, I just put out that jerky video the other day, and I think it's gone. It was two or 3 days ago. It's gone. Yeah. My daughter's home from college, and she loves the beef jerky too, so yeah, she gets that. Kevin Nash did beef ribs yesterday and ended up eating like at 12 midnight and had my video turned out upside down. Jeez. But if they were good ribs, that counts for something. Dave Moss, I know you recycle briquettes. I've started doing it once all cooked up by shutting vents, but do you put them in a chimney starter or add later into the cook? A lot of times I'll have those at the beginning of the cook. I'll just have them, say, in a basket or whatever I'm going to pour charcoal into, or use the torch to light. They'll just be on the bottom, generally. I don't put those in the chimney starter usually because sometimes they've burned down enough where they can just fall through that grate at the bottom. Yeah. Let's see. Grill Sergeant, thanks, right? You're very welcome. Let's see. Mark Rice, which is better, Dragon or the Aura system? I have both. Okay. The Aura system is more, how do you say, customizable. You can use, both deflector plates to get a full seal on it. It has the full flip up grate. You can run one half of the grate with just one half of the deflector plates. They both do similar things. So I think it comes down to asking yourself, first of all, price, but do you see yourself wanting that customizability where you're going to have, a full, complete coverage of that deflector plate over the kettle? So they both do virtually the same thing. It's just one has more options. Yeah. And so preference-wise, again, it would come down to cost. If you're looking to spend a certain amount of money, I would go with the less expensive one because they're going to do virtually the same thing. Let's see. Carmelo Joseph Rizza, USDA Today Choice Angus Beef Whole Short Ribs Cryovac 6.48 pounds. Those are good looking, man, for a choice. Those are awesome marbling on that. Brendan Simmons, have you tried the Beyond Meat or the Impossible Burger? I have. didn't do anything for me. I can tell. I can tell it's not meat. But, if you look, I love veggie burgers. I do. I love a good veggie burger. I love them when they're made with like, black beans and things like that in them. And I've had great veggie burgers or non-meat burgers, whatever you want to call them. And for the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Meat thing, you know, I don't know. It's just not my thing because if I want a non-meat burger, I'm just going to get a veggie burger. So if you're trying to convince me that Beyond Meat is the substitute for meat, it's not. At least not to my taste buds. So, yeah. Let's see. James, my Winco has tri-tip for $2.98 a pound. That's a good price. That's a good price. Usually ours here is $2.99 a pound for untrimmed, or $3.99 a pound for trimmed. And honestly, trimmed versus untrimmed, I'll buy the untrimmed and trim it myself. It's not hard to trim it. Yeah. Kevin Nash, I see people are buying baskets now that fit under the bar in the PBC. Well, I saw like Phil and Florence. He had one that was made for that, kind of like it does the Minion method thing, where it's got holes in it. I mean, similar to the can thing I did, but I just pull out the can. So yeah, people are making those sort of modifications now too. So, it's like the other modifications you can do to the PBC. Vents on top, things like that. I'm going to be adding a sensor port to mine, so that I can get the wires in without having to go through the the rebar holes where the hanging rods are. I'm going to be doing something else which I think is pretty cool. And but yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Timmy Russell, queso. Yeah, the cheese. I'd love to make some homemade for my wife. I've never done cheese where I've made cheese. I've thought about it, but it's just not like on my radar right now. Yeah. Nicholas Hollowell, global warming is preventing us from living live grilling. Well, yeah. Right now it's just hot, and I don't want to sit out in the heat, and I don't want to have to worry about cameras while I'm out in the heat. Yeah. Nathan Barker, do you have a video on making beef ribs on the Weber kettle? Yeah, if you search my channel for beef ribs, you'll find at least, I think, 2. I've done them on the kettle, I've done them on the Oklahoma Joe's, I've done them on the PBC. But the other thing is, if you see any of them, they basically the same process transfers. You're just shooting for the temperature. Yeah, beef ribs are basically one of those cuts of beef that are just like, say, a chuck roast or brisket, where you're taking it till it's tender. It's not necessarily a temperature thing. It's when they're probe tender. In fact, I did a video on, I think it was beef short rib sliders, and those were really good. I think that was what the video was called. And it was basically, cooking the beef ribs and then the short ribs and then taking the beef off of them and turning it into sliders. Yeah. Carmelo, I'm looking on grinding my own beef. I was looking at a sirloin, but also looks so many different cuts. If you were going to grind it, I'd recommend chuck, if you can get chuck roast, because that's really good. I've done tri-tip also, but chuck roast is really a good cut. It used to just be called ground chuck because you get a good mixture of fat and the meat in there too. Yeah. M. Carlo, what's a flavorful, not too salty rub you'd recommend? Flavorful, not too salty. I make so many of my own rubs. Honestly, I've featured these rubs recently on my channel because they sent them to me to try. And, people when you have a channel like this, people send you stuff all the time and you try them and they're really good. Most of the rubs I've had are awesome. But the ones from Stephen Reichlin, it's called Project Smoke. Those rubs, I think it's a 6-pack of rubs. They're just really, really good, and they're not salt heavy. They're not like that salt forward flavor. And I can't remember, there's like a Malabar steak rub, which is fantastic. There's a fennel pepper rub. There's a Carolina pit rub. They're just so good. Every single one of those rubs is great, and you can tell that there's a lot of thought put into them. So I would check those out if you're looking for something that's not too salty, because I really, really like those. In fact, I have several more to still use. Let's see. Joe Garcia, have you ever competed a barbecue competition? No, and I have no desire to. Those dudes and dudettes are like mad skills to be able to do that stuff. The time crunch, the presentation. I don't think that's in me to be able to do that. It's a lot of pressure. They look like they're having a great time, but I'm one of those people. I'm always so focused on like, am I getting it right? Am I getting it right? That I don't think I could enjoy that. So, yeah. But total mad skills for those people that do that. Suburban barbecue. Jerky sounds good. I may have to do some this weekend. Yeah. Jerky is like my favorite snack from when I was a kid. I think I've said that in several of the jerky videos. It's just one of those things when you'd go to the store and you'd see it hanging there in the package, and I would just beg my parents to get me some. But it was even expensive back then. I mean, now buying beef jerky and packaged in stores is like crazy expensive, which is, I think there was one I saw the other day which was just a normal price, like a $6 bag for 2 ounces. I mean, come on, that's crazy. I did 3 pounds in this last video, which turned out to 1.85 pounds, and the cost of the top round was about $7 because it was on special, because it was sort of that going to be don't sell by the next day, so the grocery stores usually put those on like special to get rid of them, and like there's nothing wrong with it, and it's great for jerky. So yeah, I mean, so doing the math on that, it was a steal compared to what you'd pay for it. Let's see. Dave Moss, thanks, Ryan. You're welcome. Brian Vstrom, do you order barbecue brisket when you go out for dinner? Have you been impressed or disappointed? Honestly, when we go out, I don't usually go to barbecue places. Yeah, don't really go to barbecue places. Although there's a new barbecue sort of pop-up place that opened not too far from us in Yorba Linda, which I've got to try because people are raving about it. It's near a new center that they built, and it's a kind of like almost like a food truck, but it's a stationary thing there. And it opens I want to say it opens at, I don't know if it's 10 in the morning or 11, and then when it's gone, it's gone. And so people have said it's great. I got to go try it. David B, gotta go. Great discussion today. The barbecue community is the greatest. It sure is. Thank you much, David. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I really do. You've been around for a long time. I appreciate all your support. Liz, have you used the Vortex on the Weber kettle? Thoughts? Yes. It's one of my favorite accessories. If you just do a search on my channel for Vortex, you will come up with dozens and dozens of videos. It's the thing I've used the most. I love that thing. Pardon me. Let's see. Nathan Barker, do you ever use the Weber app? I'm not familiar with that. Is it just an app on the phone that Weber puts out? I'm not sure. I've never used it. Norse King, just wanted to jump in and quick say hi and thanks for all the great videos, right? Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mr. Cook Jr., ThermoWorks is 15% off today. I bought a Signal. Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, I got that email. If any of you are looking to buy the ThermoWorks stuff, ThermoWorks says it's having a 15% off sale right now. I don't know if it's just today or if it's this whole weekend. But if you go there and you buy, something for ThermoWorks, you get 15% off. And if you use the link in any of my videos for there, I get a small commission, which is always appreciated. But if you don't, just go there and save 15%. Let's see. James W., have you ever done any cold smoking right? No, but one of my electric smokers, the older one, the Master Built, the heating element on that is kind of starting to go. So I think I'm going to convert that to a cold smoke and try some stuff. Yeah. Dave Moss, Mediterranean chicken kebabs marinating right now. They look nice. I'm sure they will be. Cool. Yeah, I love Mediterranean flavors on kebabs. Love it. Brandon, Mandy and I are celebrating our 7th wedding anniversary Sunday. We're going to be cooking, smoking, and grilling all weekend starting tonight. That sounds like an anniversary party to me. When my wife and I got married, one of the things we actually considered for, sort of our reception was having a barbecue reception, having a barbecue caterer come out. And then it was like, well, no, it'd probably be too messy and stuff, but that would have been fun. So I love the idea of what you're doing for your anniversary. That's really cool. Let's see, where are we at here? Kevin Nash, brisket trim pieces make good burger. Yeah, that's true. A lot of pieces of meat when you're trimming up, if you save it and throw it in the freezer and you're going to then be doing, burgers or something, grinding up, especially if you need more fat, that fat you're trimming off, that's good to add back in. I've got about maybe 5 more minutes before I got to get going, so we're going to try and get through any of these last things here. Dortmunder, how you doing? I have an electric smoker and I'm planning getting a pellet smoker. What do you think about the El Fuego Mahena? For my budget, it might be perfect. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know that that smoker, so I can't really give you any advice. But pellet smokers, I don't have one, but I know many people that do and love them, and I do want to get one. Yeah, it is in the plans. Dwayne, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you here, my friend. Champ, hey, Ryan, my girlfriend loves watching you. Verlene says hi, and she's crazy about your channel. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you very much, Champ, and thank you, Verlene. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dwayne, I have used rouladen for making beef jerky. Beef jerky so awesome. Yeah. I need to make more already. I think it's gone now. I think it's gone this morning in the refrigerator. Yeah. Carmelo, I can get sirloin at $2.78 a pound. Whole chuck roast actually costs more than ground chuck. I was going to grind sirloin and add fat. That's perfect. Yeah, if you've got a better deal on the sirloin and you have the trimmings, perfect. That'll do just great. Yeah. Brendan Davidson. G'day, Rye. Big fan. Your recipes have worked amazingly in my Fornetto Alto. What is that? I'm not sure what that is. Is that a cooker? Brent Ryan, how you doing? Good to see you. Lacer, 1985. Hi, Rye. Smoked my first brisket ever Sunday. Used a pit barrel cooker. Came out great. I owe it all to you. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really do. Let's see. Echo Spark, gotta go. Have a great day. Love your vids, Rye. Thank you very much, Echo. Thanks for stopping in. Weed Hunter, hi, Rye. I follow you from Italy. Cool. Yeah, we've got people from all over. It's just amazing to me how many people are from all over the world here. Every continent except Antarctica, I think. Antarctica, if anybody down there at, the McMurdo or something is watching this, drop it in the chat. We'd love to have someone from Antarctica. Yeah. Carmelo, I have 2 pellet smokers and have done a lot of research. Feel free to message me if you want info. There you go. Yeah, get a hold of Carmelo. Get a hold of Carmelo. All right, everybody, I got to start wrapping it up because I actually got to go somewhere. I wanted to get on quick this morning and make sure that could say hey to everybody. And hopefully the next scheduled weekend live stream will be a week from tomorrow. It should be, but I can't promise that yet. It's just super busy right now. But definitely we'll be getting the scheduled one going back again soon, yeah. Real quick, Kevin Nash Ride, do a mailbox mod for your cold smoker. You can Google smoker. I've seen that actually, yeah. That's one of the things I was considering doing. Oh, Fornetto Alto is a pizza oven smoker. Cool. That's nice. Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate everybody coming in today. We had a good Friday morning chat or evening where you are or afternoon. And everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And watch for some more videos this weekend. And I think you're going to enjoy the burger one that's coming. So we'll see y'all. Thank you very much.